All right, chat. Good morning. Um, I'm going to start this a little early just because I don't know how long I'm going to live stream, and I have a sudden urge of energy, so I might as well capitalize on it. Last few nights have been really up and down, but well, we'll see. Hopefully, we get some viewers today, so let's just give it some time waiting for things to come up. Um, I kind of worry the problem with these streams is that unless you catch the beginning of them, you're like not going to know what's going on. So, um, a lot of what I'm doing right now is I want to attach a radio beacon to my car, and I want to see if I can actually make it an accurate radio tracker that doesn't use the internet. Now, there are obviously commercial products that will do this, but I don't know. This is like a project I've wanted to do for a while because I want to be able to like, actually track the data coming out of it. I want to know how many stations hear me and interact with me across the country because I'm going to light up a lot of airspace. Because assuming I use smart beaconing, every time the car makes a significant navigation change or 30 minutes, it will beacon and do that. And I may have traveled 30, 40, 50 miles. VHF radio will go about 50 miles, although given the configuration I'm going to have it in, 20 to 30 is more realistic. That being said, I should still be heard pretty well, loud, and clear. Now, I was going to put the Pi on an internet link, but I may not end up doing that. Like, I'm mostly trying to figure out what the end game of this station is going to look like, and feature creep is a real problem. Hey, Carol, and hey, Rush B. So yeah, it's mostly we are just talking radio today. Because I have to be out of here August 31st. I'm nearly a lot of it just getting rid of stuff and basically just waiting it out. There's an ongoing problem with the circuit breaker here that it's been sparking, and the landlord is still not, like, I just need to get out of here, and I'll be out of here by the end of the month, and this is keeping me sane. So, and then hopefully I'll be able to edit it into a video. I did release the Power Windows NT for PowerPC video. So, right now what we're seeing here is on your screen you are seeing two separate. I probably should turn the font up, but I mean, actually, I really should turn up the font. Problem is that turning up the font is a little bit easier said than done, because you have to edit this. But you know what? I have an easy way to do that. I figured out I figured out a way that I can basically. What I'm typing on, I'm not directly typing on either of these machines. I'm basically typing on my keyboard that's attached to the streaming laptop. Since for once I'm not actually using RTMP, I'm not streaming off the Pi itself because I'm probably going to be changing a lot of config data while I do this, and I may need to change it on both sides. So okay, Control X there. So if I open the Xter config, because like I said, this is a very old and ancient motif app, and you can see that my typing is being echoed, which I actually don't want in this case because I believe there's a password in this file. So config. I'm just going to copy over those font lines. The problem is that when Xaster was compiled on Debian, because I'm using the Debian version of it, Xfont cell was not available, so it grays out the button. It's like, okay. So a patch should be submitted about it somewhere. I have issue working up the energy. Alright, do we have bigger fonts now? No, not even in the slightest. Why do we not have bigger fonts? I'm confused. Where's your config file? Like, yeah, I probably should have fixed this before the stream. It just really occurred to me how small that actually is. Wow, I'm being a real professional YouTuber today. Yeah, here we go. Fonts. No, I mean, see, look, it did actually load the bigger fonts. It just, I don't have it installed. That's the problem. That's the actual problem. Do I really need all these fonts? No, I probably don't need... Yeah, I probably don't need all of those. I just don't know which ones I actually need. Hold on, let me look on the Pi. The Pi is running Raspbian. It's roughly the same in this regard. Exit. I was doing a bit more of experimentation of the BBS between streams. I didn't really get anywhere. I'm really just going to need to wait for that hardware to arrive and hope I don't need two. What do you have installed? You have 100 DPI fonts installed. Do you have these installed in the Chromebook? X fonts 100 DPI. You do apparently the font path. Okay, hold on. I remember I had to actually adjust this. I had to do this on the Pi. It's X FP. If I want to, the problem is that the font path doesn't get amended. Yeah, that's the problem. I remember this now. Yeah, and if I look here, if I do xset q, user share fonts x11. Okay, so I had to do it on Ubuntu. I do know for a fact I had to do this. Alright, we're just going to kind of live with it. I could just switch which station I'm doing this with, just so it's easier to see on stream. Yeah, font is tiny. Yeah, I could probably, I could do that by sending a message to a European APRS repeater. I could literally what I could do is I could transmit from here to my local APRS node and address it to a node in Europe, and it would come out the other side, either where the user was last heard on APRS, or if I direct it to a specific digipeater. Like if I know if a node is in a given area. So I could do that. Alright, I think we're just going to have to sort of live with the font issue. Actually, here, let me switch the views, because if I switch the views, this will be a little bit easier. You have good days, you have good streams, and you have bad streams. I think I like this better at with RTMP. Let me turn... Yeah, you know, I think that works better. Because at least you can actually see the thing. Okay, so what we're looking here on the map is the two stations. You have the Chromebook and the Pi. The Pi is KD2JRT, the Chromebook is KR2JRT-1. So we've probably got as many viewers as we're going to get, given it's 7 a.m. on a Friday. So I did discover a few radio. So what I want to do, yeah, let me stay on top because I really do actually need to test this because one of my basic end game with this is I want to be able to collect and log all the packets as well as create a GPS track because I will have a GPS tracker attached to the Pi, so I want to know where the car was every time it bleeped out each way. And I might actually have to write, I probably going to have to write some custom code for this, but we're at least going the rightish way. So let me... So let's go to Direwolf. Go to handheld. Oh, right. No, the reason I switched the view is because you're going... Okay, no, hold on. I was right the first time. Because I'm going to be editing this config file. Alright, so let's go to handheld. So, we are going to actually want the Morse code beacon on. Because the Morse code beacon... I might be injecting objects that don't have a valid call sign, so this just makes sure my transmission is free, clear, and legal. Okay, so the C beacon option in Direwolf, and I do have the option, you know, it basically lets me broadcast whatever APRS packet I want to, you know, as long as I enter all the bits and bobs correctly. Alright, so they give this example here of, like, this is the actual example given in the manual. And that would be C beacon. So delay O.15, and then that's a set of GPS coordinates. The hash mark, I believe, is the symbol, and then it says Raspberry Pi Digipeater. You know, let's just go with this and see what we actually hear, because I'm not on the main frequency, so it's like, who cares? So let's see. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. We'll see if we can actually receive the packet. Let me bring up Streamlabs. Okay. So let's switch to Pi Vision, or actually not yet. Let's actually run the thing. So Direwolf C handheld, and turn the radio on. And I have another handheld here, so we should be able to hear.
Frequency mode.
We should be able to hear things. All right. Oh, that bind failed. Oh, right, because I probably have another copy of Direwolf running. Yeah, I do. Okay, now we wait. It should automatically start beaconing after a minute or two. I disabled eye gating, so I'm not injecting bad data into the real network. Okay, so it's it put that in, so Raspberry Pi Digipeater. Oh, and this radio needs to not be on Vox. KD2 JRT, testing on band. And also to make sure I do legal idents from time to time, just to keep the whole thing, you know, happy. All right, so that should have put an object somewhere on the map. Oh, that's the Morse code beacon, and that's my... So it heard 3 packets from it. All right, because I changed the message. So where is it? Is it giving me issues because... So yeah, local stations, you're hearing this. There's got to be a way to pull up the station information without actually having to click on the darn thing. Object create, modify, pan, move my station here, pan up, down, right, station info. I hated the fonts kind of break in this app. I almost wonder if I should use YAAC, but I find it's very unstable. No objects, no items. No message traffic. How do you track a station? So what exactly did it send? Like, did Direwolf complain about the decode on that? Because it tends to position, Direwolf, height, no, it did transmit GPS coordinates there. Strange. Like, maybe the route is wrong? Okay, hold on. If I take this station, I configure it. Experimental station. Compressed. There is a way to configure the route. I think it's on the interface page. Properties. Yeah, so I am sending it wide to wide to 2. The question is, why don't I see it? I mean, I'm definitely decoding it. And I'm seeing it here in... Oh. Thank you for the subscription. Burke AK. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm really right now, I'm just struggling with the fact that APRS is this incredibly... Okay. So that was a general station query to all stations. That would... Wow, okay. Do not push that button lightly. This is why we're learning on a completely separate channel unlikely to cause harm. So I can export. I can find station. Let me get rid of locate now. You know, I'm looking at the packet format. I don't think that's correct. I've got to look at the actual APRS specification. APRS 101. Here we go. Position coordinates, page 24. Okay, that was another beacon. I probably need to reduce the delay on that. I had the delay higher to see if we could get APRS to work. Yeah, because I see that there's an overrun. Alright, well, at least I'm learning stuff about the station. Yeah, because I have the transmit delay really. Run Direwolf. I was seeing basically if I could use that to overcome the problems of AX25 communication, and I couldn't. But it's also, it was definitely interesting. Like, I'm learning a fair bit, it's just... Alright, so generic digitation path. Timestamp and position. Here we go. Position coordinates. Latitude is expressed as a fixed 8-character field in degrees and decimal minutes to 2 fixed places, followed by the letter N for north or south. So what did we actually end up sending? Like, let's actually reboot this. So it reruns that beacon. We'll wait for it to come. Let me fix the dialog box so it's on. Oh wow, my the actual USB hub, the keyboard's on, just reset. Like the whole USB. I think this USB hub has problems with RF interference. I should probably switch to a different one. I mean, is there anything actually stopping me from... Yeah, you know what? I can yoink this one. No, I can't, because I need the HDMI out on it. Oh, you know, I can switch... No, I can just switch these two hubs around. Yeah, okay. I have to use that hub, because that hub is my Ethernet connection, because the Wi-Fi on my MacBook is broken. I'm not going to be able to get it fixed until I get to Oregon. I can't afford not to have that machine. So yeah, that's not going to work. It's a good try, though. Alright. So now that should be completely there. So that's what it's sending as a GPS string. I guess that is valid. Hey RNC, I'm figuring out how to make APRS packets work. I mean, I'm going to have to be able to parse these at some point. Okay, so the slash or exclamation point, report without timestamp, because we don't have APRS messaging, so that's correct. Latitude format is correct. Okay, no, I think I see parts of the problem. Okay, hold on. Yeah, we're not sending we're not sending, Direwolf is decoding it, but I don't think it should be decoding it. Let me see here. Do they have like an APRS packet decoder? Like online? Because it seems to me that the this S right here should not be there. And that's why it's not showing up on the map. Alright, so why don't we just get rid of the S? Wrong file. Alright. So 0. So what's the latitude format, if that's how that works? Longitude format is 1, 2, 3, 5 digits, expressed as whole minutes and hundreds of minutes separated by decimal point. Okay, so that makes so it's DDD, MM, hour, minutes of west or east. Okay, so there's a symbol identifier code which goes here. Okay, that makes sense. That actually does make sense. So symbol identifier code goes here, so that would be slash. Should be 15. Alright, so let me fix the GPS coordinate track here. So if I want this to be roughly where it was before, it needs to be 043.57 north. And then that's a slash 07412 0.08 and then so this has WL here for the symbol. Oh, L, right, because it would be laptop. And then the rest of this would be the comment. So let me confirm that that's actually how this works. That did not decode. The That didn't decode. Alright, hold on. Let's try that again. Oh wait, the TNC may not be running. That may be it. Yeah. Yeah, start. Okay, well the packet was transmitted. And my mouse is back. Okay. Last stations. Am I filtering it out? Hold on, let me look at this. Is this only showing message capable state? Oh, it may only be showing message capable stations. That would actually make a lot of sense, because if then you would be wanting to specifically track filter data. Okay. My keyboard is literally freaking out because of this transmission. I really need to put some Faraday. I have to put some... I need a better solution for this. The problem is, where do I put it? Like, can I... I think I can lower the transmit power. Alright, let's see. Alright. Yeah, I think I just took it from 5 watts to 1 watt, which for what we're doing should be fine. Let's see if it keeps me out screwing with things. Alright, there we go. Okay, I had to hit show moving stations. So now we have a track on it. And we can see, yeah. Oh, chat, that, nope, it's still freaking out even though it's high power. You know what? I can probably... I see part of the problem is that the wiring... Oh, I do have a Faraday choke on this. Like, I actually have one. I've had this mouse a very long time. It's probably the hub. It's either the hub or the keyboard, but something is receiving transmission. Alright, let me see. Can I reroute this mouse cable? It's wrapped around another cable, and that may be why it's picking up unintentional radio frequency. Okay. Alright, well, let's see if that solves the issue. Alright, so now we've got KD2JRT1. So we can add additional things to the message. Maidens... I'm not going to be able to get... Actually, that's not true. I might be able to get a mile per hour mark by interfacing with the car. I have a Bluetooth ODB2 sensor. My God, I could actually upload diagnostic information from my car in real time to the to amateur. This app does not. I'm only transmitting my call sign in Morse to keep the transmission legal, so I don't have to do it. Yay, automation. So, okay, so now we've got the start of our data transmission. So let's change how much it's moving. So if I change it so we start at 40 and 50. How much is a full? That would be a full minute. A full minute of transmission. You know what? I'm going to run Direwolf in this window, just so I don't have to care. Not HF, handheld. Alright, so now we should see something actually different happen. So now we should actually see the station move. Because I currently have the track enabled on it. Okay, did that decode? Oh, that's a good sign. My mouse didn't die that time. Yes, it did. It did actually decode. Okay, and then that's the second one. So, center. So we are receiving GPS coordinates from it. It just... Here we go. Last position, 5, 4... you know what? We're probably not moving by any appreciable amount. Hey, yeah, look, my mouse still works. Alright, so let's, like, that didn't move at all, so hold on. So, 72 degrees. So, 72... 4238 north. Okay, no, so I adjusted north-south. That's not what I actually wanted to do. So if I want to do here, so this would be like... so the current position is right now is 12. So let's try then 50. So what that does... Okay. So... Oh, chat, that moved. Look. Look, the line. The line! Oh, cool. Really, check that out. That actually did move. So... okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so let's add some additional beacon lines, and let's slow down the time frame of this. So, okay, so let's, I forget how you clear it. I think it's configure... Yeah, here it is. Clear, for here, we'll clear all stations. I think I'm going to want to assign a tactical call sign to this. Although, technically speaking, the station itself is going to be moving, and it's going to be message capable. So, let's put... Let me see here. How's the, Alright, let me switch the view. And now I have to fix the displays again because, of course I do. Because the resolution gets all screwy. Like, on some ways I really like with this setup. On other ways it has driven me completely up a flipping wall. There we go. Okay. Alright, so... So now that I've got that, so let's do a, I'm going to do a 2-minute, let's do 5. I'm actually going to want to make a tool that basically does this over a period of time. Okay. So let's change the coordinates. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should move like, basically like that. And it'll do so over the course of 5 minutes. So let's give that a try and see what happens. Okay. So right now, I think I'm going to need to, I think I want to basically get a Keynote file and then be able, I basically need to be able to parse a Keynote file out of it. So let's look at PyVision, and can I should be able to add media file or a capture device. Yeah. Nope, that's not what I want. So it hasn't transmitted the beacon. Has it not been a full minute? Alright, let's... Okay, there's the station, so that's the first position point. So now we should start seeing it move. And you know what? Let's zoom in, and I will even turn on a map view. So see, I want to see if it will actually... yeah, okay, so that's going to load a map for the area. Map now cached. Wait for it to load. Okay, so the question now becomes... I think if I hit track me, it will start, or I think it's going to track that station. Oh no, it will. Okay. All right, and there it is. Now that's moving. So as it keeps moving left, is it going to stay centered on it? Because this is ultimately what I'll be transmitting. Peace to all. Alright, so that's one down. So I am actually really curious. I'm gonna pour myself, I'm gonna have some nice tea while I wait. Because the next time, a lot of ham radio is patience. Okay, so it did not it did not stay centered. Okay, so that has some implications that... Okay, so station info, zoom level, center... track station. Okay, So now I have a track on it. Or I had a track on it. So I think I just do... Okay, so that time it looked like it moved the map. Because it's doing the spin thing. I'm hoping, chat, you're hearing the radio packets okay. Here. I do have the Pi turned on, and I also have the handheld on my desk. I mostly gave it the minute so I could think about it. Okay, so then that moves over there. And I think that's the last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the question now becomes, if I restart it, I'm assuming it's not just going to follow it. Which is a little annoying. Like, Xaster, keep map centered on object. Here we go, manual. Panning, centering. Here we go. Tracking a station. Enter the call sign of the track, all or part, and then enter track now. As the station moves, it will remain viewable in the main map window. As objects start to get close to the map edge screen, the window will recenter so the object is always visible. While tracking, a TR is shown in the status bar next to the zoom level. I'm assuming we can't see it because the font size is too high. This is very old, ancient software that kind of could really use an update. I just saw it say map now cached. Oh yeah. Hey, look, chat. That's actually working. That is doing exactly what I want to do. Because what I want is that this is going to be a YouTube stream. I don't know if it's going to be on main channel, but that is actually doing what I want it to do. Oh, I'm very happy with this. Like, it doesn't have speed data, but I think speed data only shows up when it's actually transmitted. I'd probably have to have a full GPS feed. The problem is that I have no view of the sky. Well, more specifically, I don't have a view of the horizon, which is largely what you need GPS. It's not so much view of the sky, it's view of horizon. Like, you wait long enough and it will probably be able to figure it out from enough nodes, but you won't be able to get a good lock. I'm going to have to put the radio in the car to do a more in-depth test. I actually wonder how far down the zoom level goes. Because I could put the... I'm thinking about it, like... Problem is that where do I provide a source of GPS data for the Chromebook? Also, is the Chromebook not charging? Okay, so it's mostly charging. Okay, so that was easier said than done. So one of the next things I need to figure out is how I'm actually going to like track data. Um, Largely speaking, I want when packets come in, I want to be able to log them, and I also want to log packets going out. I know there's Python libraries to do this. I have to think about this one because, chat, I'm going to take a brief break. I actually really do need to think about this, so I'm going. Oh, I actually do have the image for that. I love that image. All right, I'm going to go AFK for a bit. I'll leave the radio sounds going for now, and then I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm just basically going to stretch my legs, eat something, and see what I'm up to doing next. I'm currently just going to I'm going to make myself a quesadilla and some breakfast real quick because I realize I haven't eaten. So, yeah. Yeah, I need a way. So the next thing I gotta do is I need to hook this up to like a test database, or at least a way I can decode it. I just threw a quesadilla on the stove, so after that we'll start. We'll keep going on a little bit. Okay, away from Kentucky. I like that. All right, folks. We'll be back in a little bit. All right, I'm back. And I have a fresh quesadilla. So, let's go back to PyVision. What we need to do is we basically need to get this data statement into a database that I can then play with. I don't know if I'm going to do full normalization right out of the box because I don't even know how I want to do it. I think I just want to save as much data as I can. Ooh, this is good. This is really good. So let me see if there's a Python library for what I'm looking for. Because I kind of like to code in Python. A Python library for dealing with APRS. Oh, that's perfect. APRS lib. So I think the first challenge is to decode packets from APRS lib. Basically take the feed right from Direwolf and put it into APRS lib. Okay, so now that means I have to look at... Make sure the stream has still got something good up. Yep. Yep, no, that's good. What am I looking for? Oh, right, the Direwolf manual, which would be a PDF. Okay, so let me look at log file. Logging of received packets. Rather than saving the raw and sometimes cryptic and unreadable format, Direwolf parses the myriad of APRS formats into their properties and saves them in CVS format for easy reading and later processing. Yeah, I think I want to log the raw packets. So in this case, the included KISS utility can be used, or you can use the Linux tcopy T command to keep a copy of what's seen on screen. Okay then. So daily log files. So there's this KISS utility. And what? Do you just like... So there's KISS utility. So if we just send it some beacons, like what? Does it just pop out right here? I mean, I almost think it's easier to... So ready to accept KISS client app. So that's the simple. That's the serial streaming protocol that's used in ham radio. I probably should set this to transmit something a bit sooner, but I'm being lazy and I'm enjoying the thinking time. Because I'm kind of just weighing all the pluses and minuses right now. Oh, there's the beacon. Okay, so there's that decode, and then out here comes the raw packet. Oh, wait. I just had an idea. Someone will have ran an implementation of KISS, the KISS protocol for a Raspberry Pi. Okay. Or, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Someone will have written it in Python. I think I want to open VS Code, so I wasn't planning on doing that, so, because I actually thought this would take me longer to get a result that I liked, but this is also, let's see here, let's get a new fresh window. Camera terminals. Do I not have a... Okay, no, I do have a copy of code. Alright, let me get a Python project up here. I don't want to install a new version of code right now. There we go. Alright, I don't have a Git repo good to go, so... I use Visual Studio Code. I've really found it the least obnoxious tool I've ever used. And because it's an Electron app, you can pretty much run it on anything. So... let me make a folder, APS logger. Alright, I trust the authors. Because, yeah, this is going to be a Python. Alright, let's switch the view over. Oh, that tracker should not be on screen. Why is the live view... why is it doing that? What am I sending out of my Chromebook? Or not my Chromebook. Am I sending out right now? Is it really not capturing this? Yeah, no, it's not capturing that. Okay. Why are you not capturing that? Visible on stream and recording. Lock secure. And it doesn't go down. I can do that. That works. That doesn't work. Can I grab the whole screen? Wow, my technology's just really hating me today. Let's see here. Mac OS screen capture, add source. Add source. And I want you to capture the external. Okay, that worked. That worked. Okay. Alright, so let's make a new file. Let's just call it APRS decode.py. Yeah. I can, actually I'll just call it main.py because at this point. Alright. So it's a Python file, so probably need to make the font bigger. Yeah, I probably need to make the font. Hold on, let me get this code. So if name been so long. It's actually been a really long time since I've done anything in this regard. Okay, that may be a little too big. Can I get the font of the terminal a little bigger? I'll worry about it when we actually get there. Right, this is Python. Oh lord, the Python situation is gonna be absolutely garbage. Alright, okay, so I need to make a virtual environment. -m environment. Let me get a gitignore file that's good for Python. Gitignore. I'm actually going to change the title of the stream. APRS tracking. I'm just going to add plus parsing. Alright, that's good enough for gitignore. Because I will make this a Git repo at some point. Not right now. Alright, so in theory, if I'm really lucky, someone has written a KISS module in Python for amateur radio. And the answer is yes, there is. So, environment, bin, activate. Okay. Pip install KISS. Oh, interesting. I could actually publish this to Redis. Actually, I might want to do this with Rabbit. No, trying to run Rabbit on a Pi sounds like hell. I don't even need to process it in real time. I literally just need to log it. I can parse it at my convenience at a later point. So I think just dumping it into a database to deal with later is probably a smart move. I just want to make sure I have like some idea of what I'm doing. Okay, so import kiss. Def open radio. Oh, you know what? I probably, because this is Python, I think I need to... Yeah, because that's not actually going to work the way it's... No, I need to switch the environment... Workspace. Do you not have the Python extension installed? You might not. Yeah, you don't. That would explain it. It's like, I feel like something's missing here. Alright. Yeah, but you're not seeing it. You're in the right environment. Alright, so I think that means I need documentation. Or better than that, I have source code. So there's the basic kiss object. TCP/IP kiss. Okay, so the host would be my Raspberry Pi. Port would be 8001. And that should be all I actually need. Okay, so I need to process frames, so that goes like that. How do I have to do, this is Z shell, that's right, it's going to be slightly different. It's going to be activate, that's the right Python. No module found, which pip? I might have installed that into the wrong place. Yeah, I did. Nope, failed with process error. When was this released? 7, 8 years ago. Oh, Lord. This is a Python 2 library. Are you actually kidding me? Is it really that old? Okay, hold on. Is there someone else who's maintaining one that is, like, not ancient? Someone has a repo called Kiss Fix. Yeah, this is a patched version of that library. Okay, that's actually really annoying. That means I need to actually install this fixed version. Can I do that with setup tools? You know, I can add this as a subref I know how to do this. I am about to use a feature I really despise in Git. This can become a submodule. All right, I think then the time has come. So how do we add? So Git submodule add. Because I'm going to need the fixed version of this. So Git submodule add that. And then that's going to download that. And then if I do that, I'm gonna have to note this in a README. Like I'm not going to go for all the trouble of making a setup tools project for her. At least I'm not going to do it this second, because I still have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Alright, presumably that actually worked. Apparently I have to install setup tools, because of course setup tools itself is not actually installed. Install, or hold on, Python 3. It's gonna install whole egg. I really, this is why I'm not a big fan of. Oh, you know what? If I can pip from, hold on, can I just? If you can just give it a Git repo, that's like, that would be really nice. Yeah, can't unpack. Oh, Git plus. Okay, hold on. All right, let's see if that works. Thank you, chat. Nope. So it's basically trying to download a cached module instead of using this. Pip install. So that git cloned it. And then it dies. I think there's something wrong with, I think there's something wrong with the environment. Because this is like it's dying inside of pip itself, despite what the error message is saying. Let me kill this environment and let's just make a fresh one. Okay. I have Python 3 installed there. What is Python? Do I not have Python? Okay, so I do have Python in both Homebrew and in... And I do have pip 3. No pip. So Python 3, and it dies in exactly the same way. Is it completely possible that Python is hosted on Mac OS? Like, well, I'm just kind of sitting here thinking, how much do I hate my life right now? Subprocess exit with error. Backend dependencies. Oh, because it's trying to install... Is there a circular dependency? Collecting KISS 6.9 from APRS 6.9. What are the requirements in this file? Because I suspect the requirements are circular. No, they're not actually. Okay. Yep, okay, so this needs to actually be installed as KISS, not KISS fix. That's part of the problem. Alright, that's irritating. And it's still busted. Raise disk tools error from E. This is about to have me do this in a different programming language. Does this exist in Rust? APRS praise RS in Rust. There is a Rust utility to do this. I haven't played with Rust in a really long time. Like, Python is my bread and butter, but I'm sort of wondering if Rust is the way to go here. Or Go, although I really never liked Go as a programming language. Like, I really disliked it. So, this looks like it uses Tukayo, which I believe is an asynchronous lib for Rust. Yeah, it is, an asynchronous runtime. Honestly, I think the pain of Python just convinced me to do this in Rust. Let me take a look here. Yeah, I'm looking at the chat. How hard is it to install Rust for macOS? I assume it's not hard. No, it's not actually. You know what? Screw it. Let's learn something new. Let's actually learn something new. Yeah, that's fine. I'll have to compile it for Linux, but it should be trivial to do that. So let me let that install. Alright, I'm here. So Rust is now installed. So let's close that. Am I really, like, I'm just having a moment here, like, am I really going to use Rust for this? Because I've had mixed feelings of Rust in the past, but... let's see here. What do I call that? I guess I'm going to call it APRS logger RS. Alright, so let me add a cargo.toml file. Well, let's do Rust Hello World first. So that would be main.rs. Because I have programmed in Rust before, it's just been quite a long time. So fn main print line so it would be rustc main.rs, and we can see a bunch of temporary files show up. Yeah, cool, that works. All right. Alright, so build.rs, project fill out directory, normal build, things like cargo generation. Trying to remember, like I said, I'm just flipping through the, right, you just run cargo new. That's how you do it. Alright, so we just delete both of these. It's not quite what I wanted to do, but, okay. Edition 2021, it's a little old. 2024. So source, Rust, main. Okay, so if we just type... Alright, so how do I actually build the thing? Nothing new there. Cargo run. Okay, so edition 2024. I see. So, okay, so that's going to build that, and then we go, hello world. All right, cool. So that is actually the start of what we need. So Rust kiss TNC. So there's a crate that we already need exists. So let's do cargo add kiss TNC. All right, so that adds that. And I think so let me try cargo add Tonko test. Okay, so that adds that. So this is the code they basically give us the example. So I already know that some things here I want to change. So first, the pi is located, and I'm going to want to de-hardcode this. Pi is at 10, and I don't want to send a frame. I just want to read a frame. So cargo run. It helps if you save the file. let's see here. Block on. I'm assuming I gotta do more than this to make, like, Tornoko. How to test async functions, blah, 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 blah. Alright, you know what? Actually, let's see here. Let's fn main. Because right now we just want to read from the TNC. Await, expect. Okay, so now apparently I've never used async on Rust, so it's been a while. So I think we need to do Tokyo main. We need to declare this as an async function. Main function is not allowed to be async. So one of the things I disliked about Rust is the fact that it does some really scary things with macros, but... Alright, so what's the crate I actually need? Mini Redis server, blah, 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 blah. There we go. Could not find main in... So apparently this needs to return a result. Okay, so features full apparently is the magic thing you need here. Expected 2 arguments. Can we just... I don't know, do that now? Oh, okay. That may have worked. So let me send a packet. Or I'll just reset the beacon. Let's see if we get a packet coming out the other end. Because that's a start. This is end... Oh, God. Have I become a unit of measure? Alright, let's see here. Let's wait for the radio signal to come out of the radio. Because once I can read the frame, it's at least a start. I just don't know where I go from there. Yeah, I should probably reduce... Oh, there we go. Well, yeah, chat. That's a data packet that came out. It read frame. What? Yeah, it did read a packet. Okay, so I think the question mark meant it dumped it in hex. Yeah, format text for debug purposes. So, if we just do that, and we wait for the next, cannot be formatted with the default formatter. I think you, it should become a, it should be able to be decoded as string data, no? That port data. Can I do, parse? I have that distinct feeling that's not going to work. Yeah, because you get a... You get a unsigned 8. So let me look. Hold on. So it is reading the frame for me. So what did we actually get out of that? So 310 deck to ASCII, because unfortunately this printed out in freaking... Okay, so what are we receiving? We're seeing 130, 116. All right, so how do I get this to dump in hex? Because I have no idea what I'm seeing here. Oh, that may be my call sign. Hold on. I need an ASCII table. So it's not... Hold on. My call sign's got to be encoded in here somewhere because it is a KISS, you know, it's a KISS frame. The question is, what did it come out as? So, like, there any more example code to this? Like, it would be... really nice if there was. Modules TNC, TNC read. Read a frame from the TNC, returns a tuple returning the port number as well as data contained in the frame. So you returned a tuple as well as data. Oh, okay, so that's port and data. So then, right, so then we get a data of unsigned 8-bit characters. How do I get this to print out in hex? Like, I really need this as a hex dump. Format print X. What? So I end up with a vec 8 of stuff. Format display to string converts type to string. Like, am I just getting... What am I actually receiving? Over here, it does look like the start of something. 33. Oh, wait, hold on. It would be an AX25 packet that actually comes out. Direwolf includes a, yeah, that's an AX25 frame. So that means I need a, I need something that can decode AX25. Okay, so this actually has some pretty useful example code. This also has a different TNC module, 2 different crates. I think I like this one better than the other one, so let's go with it. So let's just delete cargo lock. cargo add AX25. Alright, so cool. So there's a bunch of example code here. So why don't we try the example code out and see if we can get that to run and, like, do anything? Okay, so cargo add AX25 TNC. TNC. Okay, so TNC, TCP, KISS. Okay. So let's see if it runs, let's see if it decodes frames. I almost want, I can almost make a web server out of this and then run this on the Pi and then just have it basically generate its web page and then upload it to the cloud. That might actually work. Oh, we'll see. I really should adjust this to do more than once a minute, but hey, we're making progress. I want to be able to decode and read amateur APRS packets and shove them in a database. There's the Morris beacon. Bingo! Chat, that is a decoded APRS beacon. Well, it's not decoded yet, but we have the frame. All right, chat, I'm happy with that. That is a decent source to where we are. So APRS frames all start with APR as the destination. The reason for that is that APRS was made by I believe he's a silent key now. It was WB for APR, and then the term Automatic Packet Positioning System was backronymed from the call sign. Probably the highest tribute you can get in ham radio. Morse code is considered the... stations are assumed to be able to decode Morse code, even if it's not actually legally required, because you could take a recording of... If I was causing actual RF interference, the FCC would either ask for a recording of it, or they would dispatch an agent to actually record the interference. Now, granted, this would require like a big complaint, like a power company, and because they would be able to hear my Morris beacon, which is showing that I'm transmitting legally, because the FCC, if you're operating within the rules and you're inadvertently causing interference, the FCC is not going to hit you with a brick. They'll put what's called a restriction on your station telling you you're causing X, Y, and Z. fix it, and then if you don't fix it or if you defy the FCC, that's when they F you over. But that's why the station requirement is actually there. Broadcast FM and broadcast stations in general have the same type of requirements. It's not even an amateur rule. Like I could also do the idented voice, and it would be considered legal, but doing it in Morris is easier. All right, so that's letting us decode frames. So I'm guessing there's an APRS library. Yeah, APRS. Like I just want to make sure there's nothing we're missing. Because there is another protocol called AGWPE. I don't know if that's better or worse than KISS. Because KISS is basically a way... Because KISS dates back to Phil Karn and Kilo Alpha 9 Quebec. It's a very old protocol. Like... I mean, I'm looking at it right now is TNC2 KISS source code Z80 assembly. That's some old code. That's an old protocol. All ran by silent keys now, as far as I know. KISS is adequate for APRS, which only uses UI frames. If you want to access the connected mode implementation within Direwolf, you need to use the AGW network interface. Okay. Okay, so what we're doing... So if I was to write a packet BBS in Rust, this would not fly. But... Yeah, okay, so this might actually be a lot easier than I thought it might be. Okay, if we want to decode APRS frames... Okay, so we don't need to care about that right now. So how do we actually... So there's an APRS crate... Because I can also do the beaconing, and maybe I should do the beaconing. That's actually a real... Hold on, chat. I might actually want to do it that way. That being said, I would have to write my own APRS... let's see here. APRS client... APRS field, I think I'm going to have to actually look at the protocol. I think, well, if I tear this off, does this go to the other, can I put this on the other screen? Yeah, here we go, APRS, this is the APRS, alright, so I should probably read this, so let me make sure I'm live streaming this. Yeah, I am. Oh, wow, I just noticed my, the pinball video is kind of, blowing up on me again. I'm getting a lot of subscribers in a short period of time, and I've got a video dropping next week. Okay, well, that's going to be interesting. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by my analytics. All right, so APRS working group. Wow, this is you know it's an old specification when it says APRS runs on most platforms, including DAWs, Windows 3.1, 95, 98, Mac OS, and that means classic Mac OS, Linux, and Palm. So one of the biggest problems I have is how am I going to set time on the Pi? The Pi doesn't have an RTC. Is there an easy way to add an RTC? Huh, that's not actually expensive, but I have no... Actually, that might fit in the case I have. I'm not certain how much room I have in there. Because I have the Pi in a case. Yeah, here, let me show you what I'm looking at. Because Adafruit actually makes an RTC module. Otherwise, I'd have to wait until the Pi gets a GPS fix to get time and date. Oh, this kind of sucks. Is there like a USB, Actually, you know what? Let me look at the Pi. Let me see how much room I actually have in that case. No. Yes, no, maybe. Give me a moment. I don't know if that is or something I can, I realistically can fix. I guess the Pi could have net access. I just won't, do I want, well, let me write myself some notes because I need to think on some of these. See, I could put a battery pack on the Pi. I don't know how long from a cold start it would take to get a GPS fix. I could get time from the network, though. That actually, that actually makes sense because APRS messages can have a timestamp in them. Actually, why don't we let it read? Why don't we let it read some actual real data? Let me put the feed as the New York area APRS. Basically what I'm hearing on the actual antenna. Yeah, see, right now you see how we see decodes now, where you've got destinations or sometimes just garbage. I have absolutely no idea what that data packet was. Like TPQ. You know what's also not showing up here? The route information. So now we know how to listen to the radio and decode what they're called UI frames. They're not. APRS defines a keyboard-to-keyboard mode and a unidirectional basically a broadcast packet. APRS only uses broadcast packet frames. So for what we have, this will actually work. Full keyboard-to-keyboard mode will require more effort. Yeah, there's also no guarantee that the time packet I get is accurate. Although I could set the time packet if the system clock is 0, which means it hasn't gone a time from the network. Yeah, see, we're actually seeing some people send packets through the area. I wonder what that ATA packet is. Oh, we also heard someone from the Phoenix area. But yeah, like I said, we're not seeing any routing data, so I don't know how it's getting here. So how's the stream doing? I honestly don't know what has an RTC. Most ARM SEBs don't. The problem is, I know it's a hat. I just don't know if it'll fit in the case. Let me make sure I'm not accidentally going to bring my Discord up on stream, just as a precaution. I'm going to take I think I'm going to take a short break here, because I kind of... Yeah, that was a smart move to bring up the AFK screen before bringing up my Discord. Not that I had any private messages in it, just... You know. Yeah, it's easier to basically just PM me. Or, let's see here. It's hamming time? That amuses me. Alright. So I think we could reasonably set the clock off. We could basically use an APRS signal, and then once the GPS warms up, because I don't have a warm start battery in the GPS, it's going to be cold. I really have to think about how I'm going to wire this. Like, I have run the Pi off a USB battery pack, but I don't know if I can charge the battery pack and run the Pi off at the same time. I've never tried. I mean, the ideal solution here is to use a UPS, but realistically, one of those cell phone battery packs... Well, you know what? This is only going to be installed as is for 3 days. I don't need this. I don't need perfect to be the enemy of good. So, a Pi 4... Let's see, what's a Pi 3 actually withdraw? So under absolute maximum load, the Pi draws 4 watts in total. Yeah, it's a draw of 730 milliamps. Which means one of those giant fuck-off batteries should run 1,000 hours. I mean, if the draw is 5 watts... Because I'm only running USB devices, chat. Oh, the Pi 5 does have an RTC, okay. At some point, the thing is I've got a nice case for this Pi 3, and I'm not using it for anything else. Like, I'll probably replace it with a Pi 5 at some point. Every VHS APRS TNC is assumed to have an alias of echo, so anyone be able to use it as a digipeater at any point. So, in theory, any APRS client can, in fact, digipede. I just don't know if it actually works. So, also, I probably shouldn't be using gate as my route. I probably should be going directly to... Well, actually, it'll be fine. All APRS fields use... Okay, you know what? That makes perfect sense. Flag 1, destination address, source address, digipeater. So, yeah, because, look, the UI frame format is not 8-bit align. I mean, this is literally optimized for broadcast. So yeah, so that's how the frame works. The field, the flag sequence at the beginning of each frame is the byte series OX7E. Yeah, okay, so this makes perfect sense of what we saw prior to this. The APRS, so the AX25 destination field contains knowledge of the version number of running. Okay. ICQ Messenger. Did ICQ at one point support APRS? Any other destination included may be used in alternate routes for a variety of purposes. They may using the same altnet address to see their data. So how do you create... So what's the altnet address? Destination field, generic APRS, altnet... Oh, I see. So if you basically want to, wow, some of this is really old. Differential GPS. Back in the days where the U.S. federal government basically went F that. Basically, GPS used to not be free. Sorry, this is just proving to be much more of a brainstorming session than I intended, but one step at a time. Because ultimately, an amp hour... Yeah, let me make sure I understand my power, my electricity. Amp... Yeah, 1 amp hour is how long it can put out. So if it's if it's one of those giant cell phone batteries, it would literally run days on that. And if I can charge the battery while the Pi is going, that would be the absolute most perfect solution. I think I need to test that, chat. I think what I'll do is I will set the Pi up to basically just build Debian software, and I will see how long it takes to discharge. Like, presumably, if it works for more than 12 hours, that's an absolute win. I don't even know where my battery is, so I'm gonna have to look for it. Okay, we'll come back to that. I'm gonna take a break for a little bit, but I'll leave up the feed just because I'm not done working on this. I just need to stop for a moment. Like, I'm sitting here and thinking about it. I went and got fresh tea from the kitchen, at least partially, because I have to fill up the other pitcher once I drain it. I need to be able to have the software reliably. Oh, interestingly, check that out. I just noticed that one. APRS Droid HD UV 98 WinLink. That was a handheld I was thinking about buying because it has a built-in Bluetooth TNC. You know, I'm going to call out that station that says it's listening.
14650.
KD2JRT to K9WK. I saw your message on APRS. Can you hear me? Oh, I sent that on the wrong channel.
14650.
I have my doubts, but I'll try. KD2JRT to calling CQ. KD2JRT calling CQ. KD2JRT calling K9WK. I saw you on APRS. I could try making the call. I'd probably have to make the call from the base itself. I could conceivably do that. Let me write some more down. Can we get time packet for the packet? So could we get a time packet off the network? I want to keep a running log of, I guess, logging. Because need to record. I really need to do some major brainstorming on this project for a while, so this is a good opportunity to actually do so. Oh, wow. W1AW. I don't know if I'm hearing them directly, but I am hearing them. That's the American Radio Relay League. They're basically the... you could basically say that they essentially represent amateurs to the FCC. They're not the only ones that do it, but they're the... I don't want to say they're the ham radio equivalent of the of certain freelancer lobbyist groups, but I don't know how else to describe it. There's a fair number of people that are not particularly fond of the ARRL. I'm a little bit neutral on them, but I don't think they're doing a great job on getting people involved in ham radio. Like, the So the first time I had this idea, like I did try and I did actually try and build this system before, but I never really got that far with it. For what is technically my second channel, but it's kind of in mothballs. If anything, I'm more likely to make an amateur radio channel. Um, so I would have X-Aster tracking my call sign from the internet feed. I could potentially no. If I'm going to listen to it over RF, I'm going to want to get from the feed because that's where the iGate packets will go. Um, Because basically, I want the live stream track of FFmpeg to come out and then go. You know what? I'm gonna I'm gonna write out what I want to do with the radio mounting because this is something I really have to think about. Like, at some point, the base station is going to leave my desk and is going to go in El Carro. I have a spare set of power cables. I actually have to go to the mailbox today. I have no way, right? The MacBook Pro's Wi-Fi is completely shot. It has to go back to Apple Care, so I have no way of live streaming in the car. Technically speaking, the Prius's warranty is void if I run an amateur radio in it. I kid you not, that is an actual thing that's in the manual. Because my thought is I can put the radio in the back, and then I probably would just need a faceplate detachment kit. If I'm going to put the radio in the... See, the question is, do I put the radio in the back of the car or do I put the radio in the front of the car? But if I have the radio in the back, I can have the Pi in the back. What is this networkedradio.net? Doesn't seem to exist. You know, I'm just going to look up Mount CB radio in Prius because kind of what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so Toyota Prius, blah, 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 blah. Recommends using a hatchback antenna. I might have to scratch the paint somewhere so it's making good contact. Make sure the set screws make it through the paint and are touching metal in the car chassis itself. Actually, you know, I'll throw this up on the other screen. I'll throw this up so you guys can read it with me. So this is another Yatsu radio. Mine's an HF one, but it's the only one I have. So K40, what is... I have a basic mag mount on a pizza sheet that is literally my car antenna right now. Or that's literally my antenna, period. So what is this antenna? Huh. That's not terrible. That actually 90 considering what I've seen other antennas go for, that's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Low voltage. Okay, so there is a detachable head and a microphone wire to bring audio up to the front. Stay tuned. In coming weeks, I will show you great circuit to protect the low voltage battery in the Prius. That's concerning. Of course, there is no actual follow-up. Of course not. Like... Oh, it protects the low capacity one. Okay. I mean, it really is just a matter of turning the radio off when you're not using it. That's really all it comes down to. Especially if I carry a jump start battery, which I realistically should with the Prius. So you mount the radio stand. What does this radio look like normally? Okay, yeah, so it's like my Yatsu as is, so... Yeah, okay, I see it. So it's bolted here and here to the metal plate. Is the stream currently caught up, or... Yeah, no, it is. Wow, that's pricey. Yeah, okay, this is something that would have come in my radio if it was brand new when I got it. Okay, actually, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, because if we pull up DXX Engineering, I'm assuming there's 2 of these brackets. Maybe not. It's probably for the head unit. Alright, so here's the separation cables. Why is the separation cables cheaper than the... Like, I can buy the whole kit. Yeah, see, that's a different bracket. Well, that's a different webpage. Okay, so mounting solutions. I mean, okay, that sort of works, but I would like a bracket for the actual rig. To the remote head bracket offered by Yatsu. So, I'm assuming, looking at this photo, that bracket fits the back of the head unit, which actually makes sense. And it gives me 19.6 feet of remote cable, which is more than enough to run the line within the car. I don't have the tools to tap and die something. I'm just looking more other parts. Okay, so it's a Yatsu MBB 82 that apparently that this radio takes. Let me see. Is there a manual? Of course there's no manual. Like, why would there be a manual? Oh, wait, hold on. It would actually be in the manual. It would actually be in the handset manual itself. I have a copy of that. That one I had the physical book, but I can't find it. So here's the radio manual. Does it actually say on it? Okay. Mounting, front panel. Mobile antenna. There we go. MMB 82, which this did not... If it did come with it, I don't have it anymore. So that is actually what I need. So this is the bracket I do need. So this bracket... And what I guess is I could just... I'm assuming... Let me look at the radio. Yeah, the radio's got 2 screw holes on the side that goes into. So I should be able to relatively easily... I guess I would have to... Well, I'm going to need that bracket. I'm probably also going to need the face separation kit as well. It's money I really was hoping not to spend. All right, so this will handle me getting it in the Prius. The separation kit would also work. I don't know what I would need immediately next, but I do know I need this. Simply because I need this to install the damn thing. Okay, so that's the bracket, the separation cables. And assuming I can actually do this. Like, that looks like the spare to a cargo hold area. This plastic bin is removable. It sits above the spare tire, but it makes a perfect place for... So how hard is it to put put screw through plastic? So I'm thinking that's the easiest solution. Because my radio will basically mount like that, and then I guess I can screw it down to that compartment, which the spare tire is directly below it. I also can put the pie there. I'm not sure how I'm going to get power back there for the pie, but one problem at a time. Alright, let me bring up my document again, and let me keep thinking on this. I probably have to stop around 11. So purchase, mounting, brackets, and separation kit. I might do this as an additional thing, listening to the APRS band. I haven't decided if I actually want to do that. Basically, I want the car to function as a mobile radio station that I can also backhaul to it on that basically I can also connect to it on 2 meters and then tell it to do something else. Yeah, it makes sense to me. That actually does make sense to me. So that handles running the rig. The Pi is probably just going to be some long USB cables. Really, I just have to tap a cigarette lighter or an inverter of some kind and just run it back there. So that's not too bad. All right, this is proving to be a good brainstorming session. I need to think about more what I am actually going to do with the packet once I hear it. Like, this is something I've always wanted to build, but what am I actually going to do with it? So I need to go back to the actual goals part of this. So let me add this as a hardware section. Actually, I just realized there's multiple things we actually want to track. I think SQLite is the way to go. It's not going to be ideal, but this is, again, running on a Raspberry Pi, and SQLite shouldn't load the entire data set into memory. Like, if I try some of the NoSQL ones, bad things will happen. At least I'm pretty sure bad things will happen. Actually, that makes sense. Hold on. All right, so daemon for transmission. So my current thought is that I should have two-way messages going back and forth at a regular interval between two stations. Basically, I send a station from here, it gets sent, it comes back, and I can confirm through the route it took a two-way thing. So let me add that to the actual goals. I need to read the APRS specification to see how the messaging works. That may be already handled for me. So how exactly does APRS messaging actually work? Third-party networks, third-party packets, third-party digipeating. Ugh. User-defined data format. Can't anticipate every data type that programmers may wish to send. Free to send data in any sort of form they wish. Like, I don't know if this sort of data set is all that useful. It seems interesting to me. Here we go. Messages, bulletins, and announcements. That's the part I'm looking for. Okay, so there is an acknowledgement. There is an acknowledgement field. So general bulletins. NTSC radiograms. Oh, National Traffic System. Oh, right. This is part of him as a emergency services. I definitely need to get more involved in this. Once I have an actual permanent station, I will do it. Just looking at their honor roll. Some of these might actually be interesting to actually try and meet the actual honor roll. All right. Now what? I think I'm hitting the limit of how far I can actually take this. So, APRS has an ACK protocol built into it. Does the APRS crate for Rust does not provide any parsing or encoding behavior? There are separate crates for this. If you're looking for a comparable parser, check the FAT module. Create APRS, decode, fabulous APRS, or perhaps finish, or both to parse a packet. Let me pull this over here. So yeah, if we want to decode a packet, what if I want to create a packet? I think I'm on my own for this one. There is a very tiny APRS encode. Let's see what's in it. Yeah, that's not even a full thing. Okay. So I can... I might have to write a crate that can take an APRS packet and make string come out. Yeah, I think the stream has kind of reached its endpoint as well. I've only been online for 3 hours, 20 minutes. Knots, radius position, radians, meter per second, degrees, kilometers per hour, knots. So I know there's a Python module that theoretically can do this, but I've already... Yeah, it's a lot of old Python. My general experience... My experience of Python has already not been good. So we get the TNC frame incoming, and then it prints the frame. Yeah, so it prints the time, source data, source, destination, APRS. Right. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense because the way it works on APRS. There's the frame format, and then the destination field is an APRS address. And then, type data ID, APRS data, data extension, and comment. Because that's the AX25 information field. So, okay, that's actually not too terrible. Like, if I want to implement a messaging API on top of this, this doesn't look like it's actually that horrible. And bonus points, it's working with actual radio, which I'm not convinced the APRS clients I've seen for Python can do. Let's make sure we can. All right, let's hold on. Let's do a little bit more additional work here because at this point we're kind of on a roll. All right, so I'm actually quite happy with this. Can I see the bottom of my terminal, please? Thank you. Okay, so receiver incoming, parse, TNC open. I wonder what happens if, like, the TNC goes away. Like, what happens if I run this and I shut down Direwolf on the Pi? Like, okay, so if I control C this. Well, I controlled C that. Why are you still receiving some? Oh, that's KISS utility. I controlled C. Okay, hold on. I just realized that may not time out. Alright, let me restart Direwolf and then just see if it resets or if it reconnects. I'm assuming it won't. Yeah, I was afraid of that. So if it loses the connection to the gate... You know what? That isn't a problem in the real world because it'll be running on the Pi, and on the Pi will. I honestly, I might run it through Linux IF, which means that's the kernel AX25 stack. I haven't decided if I'm actually going to do that yet, but it's an option. I'm going to add that to design questions. Okay, so it doesn't detect, talks to the TNC. I'm debating if I'm going to go as far as writing unit tests, but honestly, I have a lot of things I have to code. I think what I need is a ping bot. Basically, um, it listens to it and then it echoes back. Like, that feels like a really good place to start. I think that's our starting point. APRS ping messaging and then a database logging of packets heard. Um, it seems easy enough. All right, I think I'm going to call it for here now. We're at 3 hours, 30 minutes. I'll work on this more tomorrow. It's just, I have actually accomplished quite a few things that I wanted to figure out today. Like, now the rest is figuring out what comes next. So I'm going to wrap it here. This is your host, Ed Commander, signing out.